Hey guys, so today we are taking a look at our updated OP08 Blurple Kaido deck profile. We went undefeated at our locals and finally took another winner card home. We're still needing one for our collection, so hopefully this is not another Beppel since we've been pretty unlucky on getting the same winner card. But this is Blurple Kaido. They got a lot of supports in OP08s, and also if you haven't seen this yet, this is the new Game Genic deck box. Probably one of my favorite deck box just to be able to show off your alt arts and leader, and also it has a cool compartment in the end here to put some tokens and dice. But let's go over the deck profile. So once again, we'll be taking a look at the updated Blurple Kaido deck profile here. I try to make him work every season. If there's any new cards that come out, it's always going to be my main deck that I've started in OP04. But yeah, we'll go through it. Hopefully there's some Blurple Kaido fans out there, and hopefully we can cook it up and maybe take this to a major event such as a regionals or even a treasure cup. This deck profile did win a few weeks ago, but I got sick and didn't really get a chance to film this video. But I think I have an idea to kind of rebuild this deck for the future. So this one is a very fun deck and it's working great, but unfortunately you can still brick pretty hard on it if you don't hit your stuff. But of course you'll need your Dawn here. This is the old 4 Emperors one. I thought this one would fit this well since you know, Kaido is definitely one of my favorite leaders, and Animal Kingdom or the Beast Pirates are one of my favorite crews also. But in any staple, you will always need that Who's Who to search. So this is we run a 3 of. This is a 1 cost, 1000 power. You just essentially mulligan and try to find the rock and or Who's Who to get your searcher out. I did trim this down to 3 just because there are other searchers that are available in it. Yeah, he works great as a 1k counter also, but I think even in my last deck profile I've been running just a 3 of for a while now. But there we go, we start with 3 Who's Who. A new card that was added in OP07 was We're Going to Claim the One Piece. I run a 2 of on that one just because it can trigger that search right off rip there. So it's another searcher that we add into this to help you find the next card, which is going to be your Onogashima Island here. We do run a 4 of it because you pretty much need this to ramp early and just be able to do all your Dawn manipulation. So we used to run a 3 of, but now it is a 4 of. I find that with the extra searcher in it, it makes it really more stable and just allows you to really find this early on and just allow you to get that early Dawn ramp and just punish your opponents. And because there are other cards in here that does have a pitch, you can get rid of it pretty easily, which you'll see in a bit here also. Hawkins is still another card we do run. We do run a 3 of just because if you do take that early life, you hit that trigger, this will help you ramp that Dawn early on and allow you to really pull ahead of your opponents and just get that, you know, high cost big rampers out early on. So we do run a 3 of. He triggers and then you activate a Dawn, and then of course a lot of times you will probably end up using it as a 1k counter. But after like a Kaido bomb or after like a Kaido bomb, rush Kaido, you're able to use this if you're in a jam or if you're bricking pretty hard. You can play that to help you ramp. A new card that we definitely added in from OP08 is the new Black Maria. A very, very powerful card, and I'm glad that we don't see it in Law just because Law is gone. This would have been crazy if Law had it, but now we do use it in purple decks. I've seen this in, I think, Reiju. I've seen this in Purple Kaido, but we definitely had to add it as for our deck in our Blipple, just because it's a solid 2k. If you get it, you use it as 2k. If you're able to use that ability and kind of chain it into other cards, it just puts you right back after a Kaido Bomb or Rush Kaido, and you're just able to really punish your opponents with it. So I will go through the different combinations and everything, and the different lines that you will want to run with this current deck profile at the end of the video. So make sure you watch right to the end and then see how you kind of navigate this. But new Black Maria 2k counter at the very least, but such a powerful card. 2k counter, 3 costs, 2000 attack power. You don't really swing with her. You use it for the active main or once per turn. If you have no other Black Maria's characters, add up to 5 Rested Dawn at the end of your turn, right back. So Kaido Bomb, minus L5, minus L6 for Kaido Bomb or Rush Kaido, and then instantly get it back for your next turn by having this either already established, or you can play it right after the Rush Kaido to just ramp you right back up to 9 Dawn and nearly full. We use the ulti here. She's still a very powerful card. It's a 4 cost 5k attacker with a 1k counter. You're able to draw 3 cards, keep 1 card without having to show, and then stack top or bottom in any order you want. Once again, this is used for that combination to stack the Sanjis and some of the other high ends in this deck that you'll see in a little bit here. Any blue deck, you definitely need pudding. I am considering to increase the amount of puddings in this deck profile for future big events. This is a great card just to punish the greedy people playing like the Black Yellow Luffy. This is a great way to brick out Luchis to get rid of their Gecko Morias and just other stuff, just to have them cycle their hand. Especially I've hit different Black Yellow Luffys with like 10 to 11 cards, just because you're kind of starving them out, and then all of a sudden you start swinging, and then they take the hit because they're trying to get low, and then you just drop a pudding, and then they just completely get cooked. I've had many Black Yellow Luffy players on sim and whatnot actually like rage quit after they get pudding after losing like 5 to 6 cards. So it's a great card just to throw a wrench in your opponent's game. It's probably usable even if the opponent has like 7 cards or more, just because if they cap, you can just really mess up their hand in the curve. X-Drake is used more as a 2k counter here, but it's just adding more 2k counter in this, just allowing you to survive longer, especially if you're playing that like 10 drop Kaido where you're drawing cards. It's just a great way to beef it up. And then he's also like a 5 cost 5k swinger, so he's definitely won't use the on use very much unless you do have that the rock or near the end where you're just trying to mull a couple of cards out of your opponent's hand. They do get to pick it, but it does reduce that hand size and allow you to kind of get a better count of what they have in their hand. But we do run the 3 X-Drakes there for the 2k. We currently run 2 of the X-Drake stackers, which is a blocker, one of the few blockers that I do have in here still. Once again, it's used for that draw 5 cards, stack top or bottom, trying to find that rock, or trying to find that that stack for the Sanji 9 drop Sanji to break it into like a Big Mom or break it into like a Rush Kaido. Once again, I'll go through all the combinations. I am considering increasing this to maybe a 3 of just to be able to have more of that diverse stack for sure, to keep this a little more consistent. But for this deck profile, I find 2 is okay. We might increase it into 3 for 8.5. We do run a 3 of the queens here. If you guys didn't see the judge video, I was able to pull the playset, but in OP08 they did release that SP queen so far, and it's such a beautiful card. I just had to add to my collection here. But there is a 3 of the queen. Just draw 2 cards, minus out 1 Dawn, and then trash 1 card. Great way to reduce the dead cards such as your rock and just get more 2K counters into your hand, or just some of your stackers, or just being able to cycle your hand a little more. But we do run a 3 of Queen. King has always been a part of this deck profile. He's been here since the beginning. He's part of the STO4. I do run a 2 of, but I am considering cutting him. He is pretty good in the sense where you can pop that 4 cost and then just get a big body out, 6 Dawn, 7K swinger. He doesn't have counter, which isn't too bad, but he's not being used as much right now due to just the Sabos is very difficult to use him, especially if you're Sabo cycling. I may end up cutting him fully in 8.5, but he is useful in many other matchups, such as Nami. I do use him quite a bit just to try to pop that who is it? Just the blockers and whatnot, or try and get rid of the Kayas so they can't bounce it back. But he is on the chopping block. I am considering cutting him with a new deck profile, which I am simming and trying to see if it's going to work out. And another staple that's been in here for the 2K counter, and also after you cut a bomb and kind of protect yourself, is going to be the Sanji card from OP07. We do run a 3 of. Sorry, I'm trying not to cycle. I know a lot of people were complaining about that, but the Sanji for the 2K, but after that Dawn minus, you're able to use him as a 3 cost blocker, which is pretty powerful. So 3 cost blockers, so you will use him after the Rush Kaido or Kaido Bomb if you don't have the Black Maria. If you need a little more protection, he is there, but at the very least he is another 2K counter that you can use to kind of sell out the game, so you can kind of ramp back up. We do also run a 2 of this 9 cost 9K Sanji, which will allow you to reveal the top card from your deck and then play it whatever it is, as long as the character that's 9 or less. We probably will be increasing this to a 3 or 4 of in future deck profiles, just to keep it more consistent. This deck profile and the way I've been playing Kaido has always been a lot of kind of different paths and way to play it, so it's always keeping your opponent guessing, and there's so much tech in this. We might just go back to the beginning where I go scrap the entire deck and go from scratch and review every card and kind of just build a more consistent 1 or 2 line play, now that there are so many powerful cards that kind of synergize this together a lot better. But Sanji in the future most likely will go to a 3 of, or even a 4 of, most likely a 3 of, but currently we do a 2, just because we do have so much other tech in here that it's great to see, but it isn't needed to win. But there's that Sanji 2 of. New support from the current OP08 is the Linlin here, Big Mom. She's a 9 cost body, 9K attacker, minus out a Dawn, trash a card, you gain a life, and then you can pop one of your opponent's 6 costs or less into their life face up, and then that just allows you to remove blockers or other things that might give you issues. So it's really strong. Obviously into the Sanji, you kind of stack it with the X-Drake, you stack it with the ulti. If you know you're going to draw next and then you have Sanji in hand, or if you can have Sanji to be on top into Big Mom or into Rush Kaido, it's just devastating and very hard to deal with for your opponent. Just having all these big bodies come out right away, and you kind of flushing the board with just heavy big body, and you're healing yourself also. So we do run a 3 of. In future deck profiles, I am considering going to a 4 of on this one, just to keep it as a consistent line. My only thing that I'm worried about is having it be like Katakuri, where if you don't see your moms you lose. But I think there's enough stacking now in blue with like blue Dofi tech and whatnot that it should be a solid line that we can go for. Another 2 of that we're running is our Rush Kaido, a 9k body, 10,000 attack, minus L5 Dawn, pop a 6 cost and gain rush, minus it out, have like a Black Maria, have a rock, ramp back up, and then next turn again you can just literally run another Kaido. It's actually pretty good. Attach that Dawn to Kaido, pop one of the 6 costs, get that Dawn back, attach it to leader, swing the 7, charge in, a good way to end the game. Combo this into the Sanji, pop one of the characters, get Sanji, get Rush Kaido out, have that attached on. Super strong combination, and it feels great when you do hit it. But there's that Rush Kaido. A tech card that I've always added was one of this 10-12 Kaido. It's just able to pop that 8 and 3. This is a tech that is used a good bit against like the Bonnie matchup. I do run it as a one-off just to keep the opponent guessing, and it does come in clutch all the time. It is also a very beautiful card. I just love all the different Kaido artwork, and in the future this might be cut. I might just have to, like I said, I might have to go from scratch and just forget about all the different tech cards and kind of rebuild it. So this Kaido card in future deck profile may end up being cut, but we'll have to see how the Sims and everything else is going. But that is a one of that we do run in the deck profile. Another card that we have been running is this 10-12 draw Kaido in late game and whatnot. Generally, like I said, you can pretty much be ahead of your opponent by a turn or two just by ramping Dawn off your life and just having that you having your rock, popping that Dawn, and then there's just so many things that ramp your Dawn super quick. That this card is such a powerful card, just putting a big body, putting that big pressure on. Used against I've used it against Black Yellow Luffy all the time. Just being able to draw 4 more cards, get more counter, find more big bodies. We do run 2 of this one, might get cut in the future also, just trying to trim down the tech to be more of a basic Blurple Kaido. But once again, like I said, I do love all of my Kaido artwork, but he is probably on the chopping block with that other bounce Kaido. But it does come in clutch if you like a style where you're able to have a lot of different avenues to win, and a lot of different lines that will always keep your opponent guessing. That is such a great card. We do run one of this 10-12 Kaido bomb, minus out 6 Dawn, and just destroy everything on field. You generally will pop this if the board gets super toxic. Great against the Bonnies, great against Black Yellow Luffy if they haven't like Sabo cycle. If you're getting that Sabo death cycle, you're probably not going to be able to beat them. Sometimes you just lose that high roll, but Kaido bomb, always a great card. This might be increased to a 2 of in the future. But currently we do have just the 1, just because it is that emergency button where you kind of have to clear the entire board, and hopefully it's late game enough that your opponent can't rebuild it. But another strong card, and I don't think there's too many cards like this in the game, so a lot of people who don't play into purple will definitely get thrown off by this and just blown away essentially, since the entire field is destroyed. A new tech card that we have added is this Kaido Linlin card. I did run a 2 of this for a good bit during my testing and through the different locals I ran. I find it's very difficult to play this card successfully. I think I maybe got it off twice where I was able to really use this, but anytime that your opponents see this card, they're gonna do whatever they can to remove it. It's more of a bait card than anything else, hopefully using up all the resources. It's a when attacking minus 10 Dawn, KO everything, heal, and then this is the only thing that survives. But you're back down to 0 Dawn. You can pop your rock. Your rock will then allow you to go to 3 Dawn next turn. At that point, you just have to drop that Black Maria, so then you can get your extra your extra arrested Dawn, bring you back to 8, and then be able to then do it again. Or you can drop that Sanji to put that support blocker up if you don't have that Black Maria. But pretty much a bait card. You'll use it more, if anything, as a big body, as to swing, and just hopefully your opponent kind of freaks out and gets over commits their resources to getting it removed. If you're versing a blue or something, they always have some kind of red rock, so this one is very, very difficult to play. You probably won't ever get more than one matchup that you may be able to play this safely. So more of a big body, more of a big card. Definitely most likely will be getting trimmed out for any big competitive tournaments that we may run Purple Kaido in the future. Another staple of this deck is going to be your Gum Gum Jet Gatling. We do run a 3 of. We may increase it to a 4 of, just on trigger, ramp that Dawn. Also, it's a 3k 0 cost counter by pitching card. Once again, removing those extra rocks or extra Kaido Linlin card that might end up being dead and counterless that you can't use. We might increase that to a 4 of in the future. Currently 1 of is this Conqueror of the 3 World Ragnarok. Just minus out Dawn and just KO up to an 8 cost. I've considered trading this out for the Red Rock instead. Red Rock is probably gonna be re-added into this deck profile just to deal with the Lucci decks and the SC14 Black Luffy, Mono Luffy, to get rid of the Jacks. Anything that has Jack is very difficult to remove. We do have the Kaido Bomb and other stuff to remove it, but unfortunately this one as a -8 can definitely help you get rid of some geckos and some other big bodies. But I chose to use this for now in this deck profile currently because it's active. You get an active ramp off trigger, so once again trying to ramp super quickly to get to that those 10 drops and 9 drops, and also it's a Animal Kingdom searchable, so you can pull this from your Who's Who or your We're Going to Claim the One Piece card. Another card that we have added because we did trim out a Kaido Linlin was we were trying this Gravity Blade. Gravity Blade is super strong, just allowing to remove 2 6 costs or less to the bottom of deck. This is probably going to be increased to at least a 2 or 3 of in the future, and then maybe like a 2 of this and a 2 of Red Rock, or a 3 of this and 2 of Red Rock. It's going to be one combination of that just to be able to remove that Jack and just be able to remove some of the other pesky remove some of those pesky matchups for like Black Yellow Luffy. Just sending all their Sabos to the bottom is probably going to be ideal, or maybe some of their baby Luffy's or something, so they can't just Gecko Moria cycle them. So this is a consideration to increase. At the time I did only add 1 as like a tech card, just so that people will kind of overcommit and want to work around it when there's only 1. So I am the type of player for Blurple to really add a lot of tech, just because a lot of people will be worried on what might come out. But the main combinations, or let's start with the opening hands. Opening hands, you will always want to try to find a rock that's way you're ramping. If you find a rock, a Who's Who, if you find we're gonna find the we're gonna claim the One Piece, those are gonna be some of your greater starting hands. Queens are always nice to have also. If you're able to find like an ulti or like a X-Drake, those are going to be your main staples for your opening hands that you're going to want to look for. Anything the combinations that you're going to kind of want to find to kind of get your mid end is obviously going to be those ultis, the X Drake. If you're against like a black yellow Luffy, you're probably going to want to find that pudding card. In the past, in place of the Gravity Blade, I did have a Hody Jones, which was for more of the Nami matchup in the past set. But since Nami is still pretty strong but not played as much, that was removed. I did end up using it sometimes just for fun, for kind of the memes, was the Hody Jones into like a Lucci, just because they have a lot of like the Ice Ages and the Finger Pistols and different cards like that it was kind of annoying for your opponents to kind of get rid of their life and see it. But unfortunately, with Nami not being played that much at my locals, I did remove that because that was more teching for Nami. You pretty much auto win if you find the Hody against a Nami, but that is something you may want to consider of switching in also if you do have Namis at your locals. But pudding, great for black yellow Luffy. It's great for pretty much anything, just removing card, kind of destroying the curve and whatnot. So we do look for pudding against black yellow Luffy for sure. Just kind of stall them out, starve them out, making them think that we're not gonna hit, and then all of a sudden we start smacking them, and then just drop that pudding and just when you see their face after you play pudding on them, they just yeah, you can see they died a little inside. But the main combos that you're gonna want to stack for your X Drake or your ulti, or if you play ulti and you see like let's say you see like a Big Mom and a Sanji, you just essentially you can take Sanji, you can take like a 2k or whatever, knowing that you're gonna draw next, and then you play the Sanji into the Big Mom, you heal, you pop one of their 6 costs into their life, you trash a card, and then you essentially healed, you got 2 big bodies down. It's very, very broken combination, and you don't even have to pop their 6 costs into life, but generally you would just pop like a annoying thing that you're gonna swing for game. Once you build that big board, that won't really matter if it's like a counterless or non-trigger. You definitely want to pop it to the bottom life. But Sanji will also work into the Rush Kaido, as we said. Where is he here? The Rush Kaido. You kind of stack it with the X Drake, knowing that once you hit that 10 Dawn turn, you're gonna top it, and then you're gonna set this so you can draw the Sanji, or if you have Sanji in hand, just set it so once you draw a certain card, I generally use like when I draw Queen, I know that the Rush Kaido's next, so therefore I attach Dawn, I play the Sanji, I minus out, I get the Rush Kaido, I pop a card, and then you get double big bodies. You're using 18 Dawn for the cost of 9. It's super crazy combo, and it's, once if you high roll, if you hit all your curve, you get all your cards. This is such a great deck, but unfortunately, with stage being needed, with being able to hit the correct triggers and kind of ramping your Dawn, you can still hard brick, and then obviously if your opponent high rolls you on all their stuff, it's definitely going to be very difficult to deal with. Also, other combinations that's so after you rush Kaido, you generally will already establish that Black Maria. If you're able to, you essentially just put down Black Maria, you do the Sanji combo, or you do the Mom combo, or after the rush Kaido, you minus the Dawn out, you ramp the rock, you can then just play the 3-cost Sanji as a way to protect yourself, or you play the Black Maria, especially if you ramp super early. If you take like your first hit, you have your rock on curve, you play like a Hawkins to like super ramp your stuff. You don't use the Queen because you don't need it, you don't do the minus out, you establish that blocker, you just kind of go 2 turns ahead. There's turns where I've hit 10 Dawn before my opponent is on their 6 Dawn turn, so 2 turns ahead, dropping bounce Kaidos, dropping draw Kaidos, dropping the Sanji combos. It's very overwhelming once you do hit all your combination, making this definitely still my favorite leader. Maybe it's just because it's my first deck that I built and kind of stuck to him, hoping he wants to succeed. We haven't seen them top an event in a long time, but like I said, it's a very fun deck if you do want to try something different into non-metas. it works very well, obviously. But if you're heading into the metas, you will have to hit that curve and kind of get what you need. But that is the deck profile. If there are other Blurple Kaido lovers out there, or if you guys have any ideas to improve this deck, I do have a new deck profile that I'm working on for 8.5, just with the new support that's coming in for this different starter decks. I will review and see what tech cards are in there, but in general, we'll probably be starting from 0, where we'll just build this as a 1 or 2 line to be successful versus so much tech cards. But here we go. It was an undefeated deck profile. We're looking for one more winner card. Let's go ahead and rip through this and see if we finally finish our collection, or if we can pull another Beppel. It looks like this is gonna be or Momo. Okay, it was Momo. I think Momo is the last card I am needing. You guys will have to confirm for me. I think we've gotten Dola, we've gotten Beppel many times. I can't remember who the last one was. I think it was the yellow card. So I do think this does finish off my collection, so I am happy to finally finish my last winner card for my binder. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. We've been growing super quick. We do have merch coming out. We do have the new Dawn sleeves coming out. We do have some big giveaways coming out. Once we hit that 1K, we are cracking open an OP01 box. We have an OP02 box coming for once we hit that 900 subs. I've been trying to open that for a while, but we are so behind on content. But I appreciate everyone for watching. We'll see you on next one. Take care, guys. Goodbye.